How's it going, everybody? My name is Nick. I also go by Golden Guy, and I am your coach of the Philadelphia Panthers. And we're coming back to you with Week 1 of the UNPL Wi-Fi Spring Fling. If you haven't gone already, go watch the team builder that was up last week. It explains why I picked up the team that I did, what my ultimate goal is, and as always, we're gonna sit here, we're gonna have fun. But yeah, we're in Week 1. We're taking on Coach Darude and his San Jose Panquakes. Let's look at the matchup, guys. So, on paper, it looks like my team matches up relatively well, right? I do think that we have the better Terra Captain options here. However, I know that this team can be out of hand based on the mocks that I did have against it. But let's talk about his teams. Let's talk about his team. He's got access to his round 1 pick, which is the Gudra Hisui form. Super bulky on the special side. Pretty decently bulky on the physical side. You can set up with acid armors or shelters. Have a body press set be AV for attacks. Something along those lines. Could be rocking the GUI ability, so that if I hit him with a physical move, or a move that touches, my speed gets lowered. Could be rocking, I think it's called shell armor, which essentially keeps it from being crit, which is unfortunate if it is a setup set. Then he's got Sandy Shocks. This can be a lead hazard setter. This could be ground electric spam, great spam types offensively into my team, or just in general. But yeah, I've used it before. I like it a lot. Sandy Shocks, I do think it has some viability. Maybe a little bit limited in its move pool, but the stab moves along with Power Gem are something to be aware of for my team. Then he's got Mienshao. Mienshao is a regenerator mon, obviously, and it's great with a Choice Scarf, especially in this matchup. Hits really hard on the offensive side with close combat and triple axle. And it's something to be definitely aware of as we are playing the match. We don't want to lose our pieces too soon, I guess, and to just watch out. It's probably going to U-turn around several times throughout the match. We just got to take care of it at that point. Tentacruel, we don't anticipate this mon to come to this match. It is one of his 2 hazard removers, and I just don't think it looks good into my team, because the hazards that I do want to get up in this match are Sticky Webs from Vikavolt, and Tentacruel doesn't want to be taking a Thunderbolt or Volt Switch from the Vikavolt, and I can easily spin block with the Hoopa, especially the set that I'm bringing. Then he has Sinistcha. I am absolutely terrified of the Sinistcha. I do think it can get out of hand, especially if he starts setting up and he has access to Strength Sap to get my physical attackers losing their offense. So we want to take care of it early if we can. If not, we just have to keep our key pieces around so that we can take care of it late game. Then he has a Mesprit. Mesprit's a really weird one in this matchup because of like Mold Breaker from Haxorus, it doesn't want to switch in on EQs with the Levitate ability. It really wants to be defensive so that it can live the hits from my incredibly offensive team. But it's not putting out as much damage as it needs to if it is on that defensive side. Then he has Ambipom. Ambipom hits hard, hits like a truck. Silk Scarf, Choice Band, Choice Scarf if you wanted to. But he does have to be wary of whatever Terra Captains I have, and the Colossal having a Flame Body ability, or at least access to it. Noctowl is my opponent's first Terra Captain. It can hit hard because it has that access to Tinted Lens. I don't really anticipate it to come. I don't think it has a good matchup even as a Terra Captain. I do think that Doxbun, on the other hand, has a better matchup as the Terra Captain, but it's going to be probably a defensive set. Wish Protect, 2 attacks, Play Rough probably, and then either Terra Blast or Body Press depending on what he's trying to cover. But Noctowl is his other form of hazard removal. I don't think it comes. I don't think either hazard remover comes. I don't think either of them have a good matchup into my team. But if they come, we have a game plan. If they don't, we have another game plan. We're good on that front. And last but certainly not least is the Incineroar. Super bulky, Intimidate, Fake Outs, parting shots, so on and so forth. something to keep in mind is that we can get up webs in front of it if it is a lead, assuming that there's no hazard removers on the other side. We do have to be wary of the taunt that it could carry, as well as many other things on the team, but it's something that we did take into consideration when we were building our team. So, the 6 that I anticipate my opponent to bring the most are probably the Mienshao, the Sandy Shock, Sinistra, Mesprit, Dockspun, Terra, probably Steel if I had to guess, and then Incineroar. I could see Goodra coming in as another option, maybe over the Mesprit or over the Incineroar, but I think that the Mienshao, Sandy Shock, Sinistra, and Dockspun are definitely for sure on the team. So, let's go over the team that we built, talk about why we're bringing what we're bringing. So, first off is one of our Terra captains, Bombardier, rocking that Terra Ground this week with the Rocky Payload ability. I mean, there wasn't really another ability I wanted. I didn't need big packs because I don't think anything on the team can lower my defenses. And Kenai, I think, is the other one, which has to do with evasion, and it's not going to be necessary, so we just rock the Rocky Payload. We are clear Amulet so that we don't lose our attack stat from parting shots from Incineroar or Intimidate cycling. Dual Wing Beat because it was doing enough damage for things like on Sinistra, which it's fine. I didn't want to have to rely on Brave Bird and have myself chip down. I want Bombardier around as long as possible. We have Terra Ground, Terra Blast to hit things like the Sandy Shocks, the Incineroar, Terra Steel, Dockspun, Goodra, and we're hitting them all really hard. And then Knock Off for that last stab, as well as to just get rid of some items on the team, because his team, I think, is heavily reliant on items, and I want to get rid of them as fast as I can. And if I get in on something that looks pretty free, wants to switch out, I can easily set up Tailwind and just start offensively pressuring my opponent from there. Next up, we've got our good old buddy, should be the team mascot, Colossal, rocking the Flame Body and Assault Vest. We have Fire Spin, Fire Blast, Earth Power, and Rapid Spin. I know that Sinistra can switch out if it gets trapped by Fire Spin, and that it's likely running the Heat Proof, but that residual damage will allow my Fire Blast to potentially take it out after the Fire Spin into the residual. Fire Blast should be able to take it out. Earth Power is there for things like Incineroar, Dockspun, that's a Terra Steel type, the Goodra, Sandy Shocks, so on. And we have the Flame Body ability so that we can potentially activate hacks and get burns on things like the Mienshao and the Ambipom if it decides to come. Then we've got Haxorus. This was our round 1 pick. We're rocking a Dragon Dance setup set, baby. I don't envision having to hit it too often. I think I can just come in, hit a button, kill something. If Dockspun comes into Terras, then Outrage is pretty free. Even if it's Terra Steel, then I can just follow it up with an Earthquake as soon as I'm out of that set, right? We just have to, if he brings a Terra Fairy, Noctowl, or Dockspun, something else to keep in mind. We have the Lumberry so that we can't be burned, or we can get rid of that confusion pretty fast. And then Crunch, between Crunch, Earthquake, and Outrage, we're hitting everything neutrally on the team. Koopa this week is rocking the Colberry so that we can take a knockoff from Tentacruel if it decides to come, and then hit it back hard with a Psyshock, and so that we can keep those hazards up on my opponent's side of the field, because once Sticky Web goes up, his team struggles tremendously to deal with the offensive pressure from my team. If we can get a substitute up, great. We have Focus Blast so that we can hit the Goodra. It does close to 50%. It's going to be a tough one if we miss them, but we got to play it. And then Shadow Ball just hits relatively hard, everything except for the Incineroar and obviously the Noctowl if it stays a normal type. We have our end game in Lucario with rocking the Inner Focus so that we cannot get intimidated, Air Balloon so that my opponent can't just freely hit Stomping Tantrum, Terra Blast Ground, Earthquake, things of that nature in front of me. They have to break my balloon first. And once we get a Trailblaze up, we outspeed everything on the other side, assuming that webs are up. And we should be doing incredible damage with Close Combat, Earthquake, and Ice Punch. And then, last but certainly not least, the linchpin of the team this week, and most likely our dedicated lead, depending on what we see in team preview, is Vikavolt rocking that Mental Herb. Mental Herb is there so that we can't be taunted. We are max HP, max defense, so that we can live a Flare Blitz from Incineroar. We have Bug Buzz, Energy Ball, and Volt Switch as our 3 attacks, and then Sticky Web because it will enable the offensive pressure that our team can put on our opponent. That's the team that we're rocking with this week. Some honorable mentions were Blastoise over the Colossal slot. It was a last minute suggestion and I wasn't a fan of it. I think Colossal does serve a purpose here, as long as we can get some Flame Body to proc off. That's the team that we're rocking with. Let's try to hop into the battle with Darude here and get week 1 of the UNPL Spring Fling on the way, baby. Alright, looks like we are connected here with Darude. We swapped 6 beforehand. He did decide to bring the Tentacruel and the Darkspawn. And the Darkspawn is Terra Fairy. So, he doesn't want me spamming Outrage with the good old Haxorus, which is perfectly fine. As soon as we can get rid of the Darkspawn, hopefully, should be a little bit easier. It also means that Lucario struggles a little bit more with the Darkspawn because I did not bring a Steel move on it. Terra Fairy catching me off guard, but no worries whatsoever. So I think, I know I see Tentacruel there, and I really want webs up. And I know that he can easily lead Tentacruel, right? But that's fine with me, I don't care. He could want to get hazards up of his own, maybe T-Spikes or something like that, Spikes, Stealth Rocks. I think Vikavolt is still a good lead into my opponent's team. I'm curious if I even said good luck, have fun. I hope I did. Yes, I did. Cool. Yeah, so Spikes can come in the form of Sandy Shocks, Rocks can come from Sandy Shocks, T-Spikes can come from Tentacruel. Tentacruel gets... So he does decide to lead with the Mienshao. He can easily just fake out here into a U-turn. I did see this in one of my mocks. My Vikavolt lives even a Stone Edge crit. So I am just going to... I think I just Sticky Web. If he's Fake Out, then he's not... Okay, yes, that's cool. If he's Fake Out, then he's not... What's the word I'm looking for? If he's Fake Out, he is not what? Choice Scarf. But he's not Fake Out. He was Stone Edge. Not worried on that front. That Stone Edge did the damage that I anticipated it to do. So it's a bit of a roll from here if he kills. Assuming that he does connect. If he doesn't want to try and go for it. Okay, so he does go for it. Do we live? No, we do not. That's fine. We are just going to let Mienshao pick up that first kill on Vikavolt. But we did get our webs up, and that's ultimately what we wanted from that exchange. So Haxorus can come in here fairly easily and take a Stone Edge. So can Bomb if I Terra. So I think I will just go into Bombardier here. Terra off rip and just go for a... We'll just go for a knockoff. Get rid of something's item that wants to come in here. If the Mienshao stays in, this Stone Edge will only be doing like a quarter of our health. The knockoff will get rid of its Choice Scarf. We're assuming that is the Choice Scarf. And yeah, we get rid of the Choice Scarf. We won't outspeed the next turn, but that's fine. It kind of forces it to either stay in and try to go for a triple axle. Let me get Vikavolt off the layout. Vikavolt came in and did what we wanted it to do. So let's see. Knockoff will be doing roughly 50% to Tentacruel as well. So he is staying in, which I'm kind of surprised at. Because we are just gonna Terra right here on the Terra ground. He is close combat. Okay, so he's not Choice Scarf. That's fine. Knockoff, so he was, what? Focus Sash, okay. So he was Sash, Mienshao. I think Bombardier is still good in this matchup. So we can just swap out into Colossal here and see what my opponent wants to go for. Maybe we can snag a cheeky burn. The Clear Amulet is unfortunate on Bombardier now because the Incineroar did not come. I really thought Incineroar had a decent matchup at least, as it allowed my opponent to essentially just get some hits off on... Okay, so we do snag the Flame Body, nice! Cool. And he does see our Assault Vest. So from here, going out into Hoopa is not going to do anything for us. So we should, if this guy's burned, we definitely should be living a close combat now. Yeah. And Earth Power is relatively free into my opponent. So that's what we're going to go for. The Earth Power should take out after burn, but he's going to switch out into, let me see, Sinistra, probably. Teresa. The Tentacruel, okay. And we do get 25-ish% off, oh, 30% off on the Tentacruel with an Earth Power. He is Heavy Duty Boots on the Tentacruel because his speed did not drop. We are just going to go out into the Hoopa, predicting the Rapid Spin, which is fine. So that Mienshao we've seen CC, Stone Edge, Knock, and it is now burned at about 30-ish%. It does use Surf. Okay. And we still live a knockoff from this range, for sure. And we just go for a side shock here. He could go for a knockoff thinking that he kills, because if we're Colberberry, if we're not Colberberry, sorry, then he does kill any time for any item that we are, even if he has zero attack IV's negative nature. So we do reveal the knockoff, and that's hazard removal out of the way, because we know that he has heavy duty boots. And that will be Hoopa picking up its first kill of the season against the Tentacruel, and hazards are off of the board. Absolutely fantastic. And we do steal its boots, which is pretty cool as well, but thanks to that magician ability. Okay. So, trying to find a good place for my water bottle. Hoopa is in, something has to come in and either take damage from Hoopa or allow one of my other threats to come in. That Mienshao is no longer going to be outspeeding the Bombardier. Nothing on the team, unless it has boots, will outspeed Bombardier anymore, which is absolutely fantastic. It means that we can actually put in some work. The Dock Spawn's going to be the thing that wants to tank the hits from it, unfortunately, but that's okay. The Mienshao could still have Fake Out, which, let's go ahead and look at it now. Penny's coming out. It's probably going to be the Sinistcha. No, Dock Spawn. Okay. Mienshao. Speed fell, so it's not boots on that. It's probably leftovers. This Hoopa to Dock Spawn. Shadow Ball's doing 50-ish%. I do want to keep my Hoopa around, so I will just go back out into Macargo. Yeah, so in Mox, we didn't really think that Tentacruel was going to be going too hard. We thought that it was fairly susceptible to wanting to click knockoff in front of a Hoopa. Unfortunately, with the Colberberry, it just didn't do anything for our opponent. Colossal comes in. We are going to take this Terra Blast easily. Yeah, super easily. So this is well-baked body, so I'm just going to go for an Earth Power and try to get a Spidef drop here. We don't have our Assault Vest anymore, so that is something that we have to keep in mind. I love Colossal so much, it puts in so much work. Well-baked body's not going to allow us to hit our Fire Spin or Fire Blast, because we would just be raising its defenses. And we don't really want to do that in this case. He could easily just sag off the Mienshao here. I don't think it's going to do anything since it's burned now. And I think that would be the best course of action. Mr. Mathers is the... 120. Okay. Goodra should be taking like 15-ish% from Earth Power. No, that took a lot more. Was that a crit? That was a crit, okay. And that took... yeah, that took exactly what crit damage would have been. No, is he offensive? Yeah, he looks to be like offensive. Sure, I'll Fire Spin you. Draco Meteor comes off, we should live this. Yeah. Did we miss the Fire Spin? Unfortunate. That's unfortunate. We'll just let him take us out here. He can fire off another Draco Meteor. I'm going to just throw off Earth Power for some damage. That Fire Spin miss was definitely unfortunate. We could have trapped it, whittled this thing down so that we could come in and revenge it with something else. Haxorus. If I can set up a Dragon Dance. Should be looking. Okay, so he's gonna fire off another. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. This Bombardier, right? That's what your name is. In front of Gudra. No, so this is like. Okay. We're just gonna go out into Bombardier. We saw that it doesn't have the Gudra, sorry, does not have any special defense or HP associated with it based on the damage that the crit Earth Power did from Colossal. So I'm just going to throw off a big ol' Ground Terra Blast into my opponent here. Darkspawn could come in and take like 25-ish%. Here, Colossal goes down. Where are you, boy? Colossal went down. Colossal did some work. Unfortunately, couldn't get that fire spin out. He is going to sack off the Mienshao here. Bombardier will pick up a kill as Mienshao goes down, and the Gudra picked up a kill on Colossal with Draco Meteor. I'm thinking that he might be Specs Draco Meteor based on the amount of damage that first one did. But let me double check that because we didn't have an item. Yeah, no, he might not be Specs, but he's definitely not Assault Vest. I don't know what item he is, unless I'm just not paying attention to things. But Mienshao goes down. I need to slow down, pay more attention, so that we can win this game. Koopa should be able to take out Gudra after some chip. We just need a little bit more chip for a Focus Blast to kill it. Lucario's looking primed to clean up late game if it needs to. Yeah. Bombardier is sitting in against this Darkspawn, unfortunately. And I really do want to keep this thing around. I think I can take care of the Sinistcha without it. So I'm just gonna knock off, get rid of its item. Oh, he's faster. Okay. Was he Boots? Did I not see that? That's fine. So it's Boots, Darkspawn, HDB, Boots, right. That might be a problem. Bombardier goes down. Haxorus. Play rough. Okay. Let's see. I think we could just go Cobalion here. Or no, Cobalion. Lucario. And fire off some Earthquakes for damage. If he didn't see that we are Air Balloon, that would be fantastic. Earthquake would hit the Gudra and do a considerable amount of damage to it, so he does decide to switch out. Mr. Mathers comes in, that is the Gudra. This Gudra should be taking like 50%. Yeah. Okay. I really want to click Trailblaze here, but if he is Sap Sipper or Gooey, it's not going to work out in my favor. And we definitely don't want that. So I think I just have to hit Earthquake here and protect Lucario from the Darkspawn. Yeah, Trailblaze would be ideal here, because then I could just get my speed up and outspeed. I mean, I think I already outspeed everything, so I don't know necessarily that I need Trailblaze. Trailblaze was really there for Lucario picks up a kill on the Gudra. Trailblaze was really only there for a Scarf Mienshao after webs, so I don't think Trailblaze would have been the play anyway, now that I'm thinking more about it. Gudra goes down. Sinistcha could come in here. What's your face? Sandy. Sandy could come in here. In which case, I'm still clicking Earthquake. I haven't gotten a single hit off on that Darkspawn, so I don't know how defensive it is. Okay, so Sinistcha comes in, speed falls, fantastic. So we know it's not boost. I am going to go. I need to keep this guy around. So I will go out into Haxorus here. Shadow Ball comes off. This should do like 50-ish%. A little less. Okay. And I think I just crunch for damage. You see, he's probably gonna have the strength stat. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. Shadow Ball. That did 50%. And we get a defense drop. That's huge. Your weakness policy? No, your red card. Okay. Fuck. Who do I sack off? No, I don't get to pick. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Shadow Ball comes off. That was... I dig the tech. It sucked for me. So much. But with that defense drop, I should be able to pick it off with an Ice Punch. So that's what I'm going to go for. Yes! Lucario's picking up another kill, baby. Sinistcha goes down. I can sack off Hoopa to the Darkspawn, because it's not going to do anything, because it will clearly outspeed. Right? I think my Hoopa was at 242. My Bombardier was 255, yeah. So the Hoopa definitely, I mean, this is still winnable. Certainly winnable. And I just need to sack off Hoopa on whatever comes in. Penny comes out. Okay. No, how did he outspeed my... What? How did it outspeed my bird? Okay, hold up. Dock spun. Bird. Did I miss something? 252. Timid. -1. Or jolly, we'll say. It really doesn't matter. How did you outspeed the bird? I am thoroughly confused now. Okay, then maybe we do keep Hoopa around. And just get some damage off on this thing. No! He's Choice Scarf! Oh, man! He's Choice Scarf. Good bring. Oh, I just gaslit myself so hard. Good bring. That's GG. That is GG. And that's rather unfortunate. Oh man, good bring. I cannot be mad at that at all. Holy cow. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Just go for an Earthquake. And yeah, he's Choice Scarf. And I did not set myself to outspeed Doxman because I didn't think it would have any speed. Good game, my guy. Oh my, I am not mad about that at all. Koopa and Lucario and Haxorus are all going down here. Last 3 kills are going to my opponent. For certain. Oh man, oh man, that sucks. Definitely sucks. But I cannot be mad about that at all. Good prep on my opponent's part. Oh, good game, Darude. Oh man, you had me. I didn't even consider it. You know, I can't even be mad. Yeah, that's just... Why did I not... I don't know. I guess I just wasn't paying attention when it came in to see that it outsped. And I don't know if there was a way for me to play around it outside of having a steel move on Lucario, potentially. Damn, that sucks, but you know, you win some, you lose some. We can't be mad about those. Good game, my guy. Hope to see you later on in the season, hopefully the playoffs. And yeah, my name's Nick. I also go by Golden Guy. We're starting the season 0-1, guys. You know it's only up from here. We'll be seeing you. Peace.